All right, folks, a very good morning. Good morning to each and every one of you, wherever you're joining us today, folks, in the diaspora, at home, here in Guyana, whichever part of the country you're joining us from, whichever part of Guyana, Region 11, you're joining us from as well, the diaspora, whichever part of the diaspora, Region 11, you're joining us from. Happy to have all of you on the live this morning, guys. How are you doing? How are you folks doing this morning? Yep, if you woke up this morning, folks, you got something to rejoice about, because we come on with a bit of breaking news this morning. We saw as we got up this morning, there was a shooting incident in Buxton, and we're told 2 persons have been shot dead in Buxton. At least 6 other persons are injured, and that is the news at the moment. 2 killed in what has been described as execution style in Buxton. This is East Coast Demerara, and at least 6 other persons have been wounded. Persons are saying that unknown persons came up with high-powered rifles and opened fire at a place where men were hanging out, men were liming, men were playing dominoes, and that is one 15-year-old Leon McFarlane, said he's well known as Sonny, and he's been identified as one of the victims in this execution-style shooting of two persons in Buxton early this morning. And that is the news that we come on with, folks. Breaking news. Hence, we said if you got up this morning, you woke up this morning, you still got something to be thankful for. And we've seen this country in very short order return to this gunning down and execution style shooting and abductions and murder and blood and gore, folks. Not a day goes by without it. You got a police commissioner who is ill prepared to perform the task. And that's another story we're going to get to this morning. But thanks for joining us from the many places you're joining us from today. And that is the bit of information that we have at hand as we begin. Two have been shot dead in Buxton, folks. And yeah, that's the information. We have our thoughts and prayers with those families, our thoughts and prayers with them. And we talk about crime prevention and alleviation and mitigation, whatever euphemism you want to use. But they come out and they say that the serious crimes are done. And we know it's a political season, and those in authorities, if they want, if they want to keep the jobs, they got to say all the right thing and dance between the raindrops, dot the I's and cross the T's. And sometimes it's the other way around too. But folks, we understand if you live in this country, you're underground in this country, you feel the effects of what is happening. Crime, murder, and break and enter, and assault and battery. You understand what's happening in this country. And there's always a promise to tackle it, and it's going here and it's going there, but it's never fully identified and never fully rooted out, you see. And that's why, folks, I think there's a better option than what we have currently on offer. This government, this installed incumbent regime. I think there's something else on offer. And I wouldn't be ashamed of it. I think it lies in the APNU coalition, the plans and policies and programs. You got a serious fellow like Paul Williams, for instance, who's a candidate on the list of candidates, privileged to be there and humble to be there, who understands policing and who is not about self-promotion. As we see today's the order of the day is a lot of self-promotion, but who can get the job done. We know we got a few professionals in the system like that, you see. But if you got stakeholders you reach out to finance weddings and all these things, look, we're in a deficit in this country. We're in a deficit in this country, folks. We're in a bad way. But all that can change, You Guyanese out there, Guyanese brothers and sisters, you all can determine how to change that. We're going to be here with you about 40, 50 minutes. We do have an assignment out of the region later on this morning that we want to head off to ASAP, but we couldn't have this morning, and we didn't come by and say hello and let you know some of the things that are making the news this morning, some of the things that are trending, some of the things that are in the headlines this morning. I'm so glad to see all of you on the live. You're going to forgive us if we don't give all of you guys a shout out. We want to just focus what we have to do this morning. We give all of you a shout out, one big blanket shout out, warm blanket shout out to all of you this morning. Happy to see all of you on the live this morning. All the usual suspects. Good to have you all here with us. Welcome to our morning program, our morning show, our morning podcast, FYI, for your information. Happy to have all of you here with us. And this is just one of the things we have our eyes on this morning. Two shot dead execution style in Buxton. A young man, just 15, is named among the two persons. And this is Leon McFarlane again, also known as Sonny. He's been identified as one of the victims. Police investigation is underway, they tell us. And a high-powered rifle or rifles is set to be used in this execution-style shooting. At least 6 other persons are injured. And folks, our thoughts and prayers with all of them. Our thoughts and our prayers with all of them. Some of the things we found this morning as we come on. What are you guys having for a hot beverage this morning? What are you guys having for a hot beverage in your utensil for drinking? Do let us know, folks. Do let us know. We don't want to say that other word. We don't want to say the C word around these parts right now. We don't want to say that at all. But folks, while you're making up your mind on that, we were taken aback, looking at the absolute deficit of some camps on having a plan for this country, having policies for this country, moving it forward. And then if you continue with the installed incumbent regime, you won't get the results that all Guyanese want. We want our piece of the pie. We want to work hard, right? We want to work for it. Let me just say it that way. We want to work for it because working hard doesn't always mean progress. We want to work for it. What is ours? But we want it. You see, we want it. We want it. We want it for you. We want it for our young people. We want it for our seniors and everything in between that. And on the APNU Coalition rally, the APNU Coalition campaign launch, to be specific, the APNU Coalition campaign launch, heard the leader of the APNU Coalition outline what we want to do in the YES program, outline what we want to do for our youth, for such a purpose of ideas over there and how to move this country forward. Leader of the APNU Coalition, Mr. Aubrey Norton. Take a look, take a listen as we begin this morning.
We are saying to you that we will have what we call a YES program, a youth empowerment scheme. And under that scheme, we will empower our young people. We are well aware that this government, through its mismanagement, caused a lot of young Guyanese to be illiterate. It is unfortunate. Don't worry about the manipulation that Priya Marchand, whatever she name, did with these results. It is the poorest comparisons I have seen. But we are saying to you, there is need for a literacy program. We will have a national literacy program so that all our young people can go back to school, learn, and develop themselves. You know, I find Irfan no ordinary joke. He's a real joke. You know them joke when you see it, you don't laugh? It's one of them. He's saying, we're going to digitalize Guyana. We're going to have a digital school. You got to know for reader right first. And so, we will have that program. And then, we have to revamp the education system. We have to take out some of the nonsense they put in it. We need our children by grade 4 to be able to read, write, count, comprehend, and reason. When I went to school, we did something called verbal reasoning. Where at a tender age, we began to learn to reason. But they don't want people who reason. They want robots. They want robots. We are looking for an intelligent population that can think and contribute to the development of this country. When a government is afraid of education, it is a government that wants domination and control. We reject that. We believe that if we release the talents of our youth, Guyana will be a better place. We have people with ability. The chapter is so dumb. They don't even understand the role of culture in a society. I sense next, because we said we can do copyright legislation, I sense he can say the next. He don't say it? Can you repeat everything? But if you as a government cannot understand that you have talent, and if you don't protect that talent, they can transform that talent into money.
Yeah. Read, write, comprehend, and reason. Read, write, comprehend, and reason. 4 critical areas. I am ever thankful, and you guys have heard me say this a million times, you beautiful people. that I am grateful. I'm grateful for the folks that taught me to read, my relatives who spent the time with me as a child, the teachers in the nursery and primary school. I was in botheration, but it took the time and taught me to read. And those of you who can't, don't give up. Don't give up. There's life, there's hope. Read, write, comprehend, reason. You got the fundamentals. You could mambo any place, mambo any time. You see, and we got to give our people the foundation to succeed, the enabling environment to succeed. Right? Not because you have money and some people could read, write, comprehend, and reason, you know. Some people pay a high premium for that. Don't give up. Even if you got money, don't give up. Keep pushing yourself. You heard that? Forgive me. Slip me to take this thing off. Read, write, comprehend, and reason. Beautiful. So beautiful. And these are the kind of policies we got driving us. Policies for young people. That's not just a touch of the YES program, you know. What we got in store for our young people. Read, write, comprehend, and reason. We don't toot we horn nearly too much. Toot, toot. This is the morning. And us Guyanese, we talk with a lot of sound effects. Man, the grass in the road, bladam. Toot, toot. Read, write, comprehend, and reason. And so, folks, that was a presidential candidate. Right. Agile, nimble on his feet, intellectually, ambidextrous. Oh man, that's all the dictionary this morning. Good morning, guys. Wherever you're joining us from, happy that you folks could be here with us. You know, from that same rally. And the rally happened a week ago. Some of y'all done forget it already. It's ours, it's cool. I didn't to remind you all. You already forget it. Forget we had for lunch yesterday. You already forget it. That's big. We got to stay together. But that being said, our prime ministerial candidate, a young person, 33 years old, 34, did I forget? 33, I believe. Could be prime minister of this country. We believe in youth. Ganesh Mahipal, hardly 35. Could be a vice president in this country. We believe in young people. We believe in young people. We believe in them. So here is Sharita Fernandez, our prime ministerial candidate. Our prime ministerial candidate. Folks, talking about what's in store, how we're going to push entrepreneurs, how we're going to push small businesses. You know, as we reflect, just carrying on back a little bit, and then we can bring you all up to speed with a couple of headlines making it wrong this morning. Take a look, take a listen. Sharita Fernandez, our prime ministerial candidate, the Abdu Coalition.
Today, under the current administration, in order for you to get a contract, you got to buy it. Isn't that so? You have to buy a contract. All of you that bid for contract know this. You have to go in and you have to pay somebody and they have to pay somebody. And at the end of it, what happened? You barely left with enough money to do the actual project. So the project is done in a substandard way and then it got to be redone again. But most importantly, you have no money left to reinvest in your business, to grow your business. That is a plight of small businesses in Guyana, and we have to fix that. I want to say to you tonight, the small business owners, I see some of you out there right now, that we will more than double the grant and soft loans for startup businesses when we take office after September 1st. Did you hear that? We will almost double, more than double, rather. We will more than double the grants and the soft loans for you while providing support so that your business does not fail. That is how you invest in people-centered development. This is a government in waiting that cares about you. This is your time. This is your time to shine, Guyana. We will also provide affordable training because I know that a lot of persons out there want to go out and create these businesses, but you don't have the know-how. You have the willpower, but you don't have the know-how. We will fix that. We will go hand in hand because we care about you. I want to talk to you. Today, under the current administration, in order for you to get a contract, you got to buy it. So you have to buy a contract. All of you that bid for contract know this. You have to go in and you have to pay somebody and they have to pay somebody. And at the end of it, what happened? You barely left with enough money to do the actual project. So the project is done in a substandard way and then it got to be redone again. But most importantly, you have no money left to reinvest in your business, to grow your business. That is a plight of small businesses in Guyana, and we have to fix that. I want to say to you tonight, the small business owners, I see some of you out there right now, that we will more than double the grant and soft loans for startup businesses when we take office after September 1st. Did you hear that? We will almost double, more than double, rather. We will more than double the grants and the soft loans for you while providing support so that your business does not fail. That is how you invest in people-centered development. This is a government in waiting that cares about you. This is your time. This is your time to shine, Guyana. We will also provide affordable training because I know that a lot of persons out there want to go out and create these businesses, but you don't have the know-how. You have the willpower, but you don't have the know-how. We will fix that. We will go hand in hand because we care about you.
Yep. Welcome back, folks. That was so nice. We had to do it twice. It was so nice. We had to do it twice to underscore the point, to emphasize what is being said there. We got a plan. This is not guesstimation. We got a plan, folks, for this country to move it in the right direction, to move our young people forward, to move our seniors forward, and everybody in between. Move you forward with a plan for youth, for seniors, for every sector. And you will hear us continue to talk more and more about these as we move down. If you're now joining us, we started by talking with that bit of breaking news coming out of Buxton. 2 dead execution style shooting, among them a 15-year-old, 6 persons wounded and receiving medical attention. The investigation ongoing, folks. And when we leave there, we touch now on some very, very political issues. Doggy Woggy, wanted by the police for questioning, brandishing what looked like a firearm, assaulting a woman at the Square of the Revolution. My God, what an iconic spot for nonsense, for foolishness. And look, I'll tell you something here. I'm very surprised. Maybe it has not been brought to my attention as yet. I know some of my former parliamentary colleagues will win. I remember one of them had an altercation with Kwame McCoy. I'm surprised I haven't heard anything out of her as yet, this particular issue. Right. My other friend had a run-in with Nigel Damlal in the National Assembly, both instances in the National Assembly. Right. I spoke up for them in both instances. Was suspended in the second instance for months without pay. months without pay for standing up. The speaker wanted me to apologize to him. Right? Because I upbraided Dharmlal, much to the speaker's dissatisfaction. I said, no, I'm not going to apologize. He said, well, take your suspension. I was in suspension for close to 9 months. You all forget that? I haven't heard a squawk out of them on Doggy Woggy. I ain't hear a squawk out of them. Folks, these issues are real. These issues are real. Unless that woman will come at you with a knife or cutlass or gun or something, and you apply force that is proportionate to the threat. Can't get men boxing up women in public or in private, gun butting a woman like that. And then I just saw the party issue the most tepid, vapid statement. He doesn't stand for what his actions don't represent what we stand for. But have you fired him? Have you let him go? We get, listen, you represent something different or it's just more the same? Folks, the little hot beverage come in. Thank you so much. It's a beautiful young lady. Married her a couple of years ago. You know, I'm blind. Married her a couple years ago, took her off the market. You know, made her family very happy. It's me, you know. Got some lovely coffee, hot beverage. How y'all doing this morning? We gotta send a strong signal to society. We ain't going in this direction. We're not going in this direction with you. We gotta send a strong signal. We've had too many women killed, maimed, psychologically scarred, physically scarred. Any woman you hear said I abused her physically, mentally even. That's not me. We're not something inside and something outside different. Right? I ain't changed an inch. You ask anybody. From UG days to now, one person, one value system. Right through. City Hall didn't change me. I brought my impact to bear in it. MP didn't change me. Same person, all the time. Flatfoot hustler. All the time. We got some inside people and you got some outside people. You gotta watch them. In my Medea voice. You gotta watch them. And I'm very surprised. And when I said it frontally. Nobody come and tell you I'm behind my back. Oh, you said this, you said that. I'm very surprised. You all should have already sent a very strong signal. You out, doggy. 1, 2, 3, out you go. Don't even meet a tree. Don't even meet a tree. Out you go. You gotta send a strong signal. We ain't tolerating this kind of too many women in this country. And we modeling. That's okay. I can disown you a little bit, but he's still with me. Right? I can disown you a little bit. You gotta send a strong. I'm very surprised. I would be even more surprised if they never offer an utterance. Kwame ran up to one of them, chuck shop in Shahed in National Assembly. We didn't stand for then, and we standing for nonsense now. And when Dharmlal told my other colleague with dildo, I was so incensed. I was grabbing a refresher in the MP's lounge. And I could hear him on the monitors inside the lounge carrying on. The speaker wouldn't intervene. None of his parliamentary colleagues would intervene. Look, I march over there raging with anger. Y'all know the whole story, top to bottom. And let me tell you the rest of where you made that known. right? I think a manager was sitting closest, and I parked myself somewhere next to a manager, Dr. Cummins. I stood up there and I started wailing into nonsense. Nigel Damlan, I see you got him back on the list. They care about guy. They can tell with y'all. They can tell with y'all. If doggy stays, they can tell with y'all. More the same. I wailing into Damlan. And I remember clearly the speaker saying, go to your seat. He always focused on the wrong things. Go to your seat. A man is standing there abusing our women, abusing our parliamentary colleague. And all he could say is, go to your seat. But let me tell you what really happened. I sat down there and I could not get up. I could not feel my legs. I don't know if the anger that I had boiling up inside, it was temporary paralysis or so on. I wanted to get up. I could not feel my legs. You know, until a few minutes later or moments later, the thing subsided. I wanted to get up. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I wanted to go to my seat. I could not feel my legs. That's how the PPO be strong. But the blood stronger. When the moment passed, I ambled back to where I was. There's a sharp pain in my lower back. And I just couldn't feel my legs. I was angry. I won't lie to you. I saw some water bottles around. I wanted to start pelting over. Honest to God. That's the feeling I had. You know? What signal are we sending to our young boys and girls that this is acceptable behavior? Shame on y'all, man. Y'all come for me. Shame on y'all. Shame on y'all. Don't let us got some, compartmentalized rage. It bad over somebody good over here. Y'all sit down there and you don't say anything. You're part of the problem. I see some of them saying, oh, nothing is changing. Well, y'all got to change it then. Let it change you want. Begin with y'all. Y'all gonna sit down there. You won't say nothing? All right. Let me begin with y'all. But let's rush. Let's touch a couple of headlines before we rush off, folks. We did tell you we have another engagement. We're going to do about 45 minutes with y'all. We should give us like another 10 minutes. Forgive us. We multitasking. You know, my aunt messaged me last night. She said, you're coming on too late. How do I say I'm rushing out of one meeting into a next and trying to bring you guys the valid and you see, credible and valid information, So we're trying to balance all these dynamics. And we've said, we don't mean to be disrespectful of you of your time. You all know how we value y'all. We don't just come here and plan down ourselves and don't care. You respect y'all. Once you don't see us, we're doing something equally important. Equally important. I love to work. That's the example I once said. Not pounding on women, assaulting women, battering women. I love to work so I can take care of my women. I mean, my wife. The lady just bring the coffee. Eh? The lady just bring the little black tea. I love to work so I can take care of my family. I never forget. A couple of years ago, I always knew it. Thanks to a good local church. Put some things down in me, man. God had me a long time now. And then I read fantastic book by Sidney Poitier. Was it his autobiography? Sidney Poitier, The Measure of a Man. End of that book, the very end. They won't put it down. Sidney Poitier's The Measure of a Man. There's a man who did it all. You know, a man's man. Right? Portier in his prime, Denzel Washington look like nothing. You know? And he ends the book by saying, the measure of a man is a man that takes care of his family. There's that big fancy car and this and that. You got to take care of your family. The women out there's with family. We got to take care of them. That's why we call them sisters. How you doing, my sister? We got to take care of them. And what a terrible example was set. You know, that campaign honesty, he's gone. He's gone. You ain't got second chance. All is change. Exchange. Exchange. Not change. Exchange. That being said, folks, let's touch a couple of other things. Please and thank you. Let's touch a couple other things. The Ghana Elections Commission. I almost said the GCOM. It's the same thing. The Guyana Elections Commission clarified. You get results in election night. That is with a number of caveats. A number of things got to line up. Barring recount requests. Barring this, barring that. They know. When I said, I never took them seriously. They're going to have results in night. I never took them seriously. We don't have the system. And they don't want the system. They got to get time for cook. they got to get time for cook. The APNU coalition list gone through. He had some minor defects. Had to be rectified. Minor. Gone through already though. Those were sorted out. Gone through. See? The folks understand the process. We're ready for office tomorrow. We ain't gonna wait till September 1. We're ready to move this country forward. Tomorrow. You see, let's go on through. Right? So we're ready. Presented the winning list, as a matter of fact. Just be specific. The winning list. Presented our list. And now we got GCOM alerting us that, look, the tempering expectations, lowering expectations. Don't expect no results election night. You know, we got to get a number of, we got to get ducks in a row. And that being said, number of parties got to go now and correct the list. They got up until tomorrow at a particular time. Lines for Change, Forward Guyana Movement, Win also. They got some defects on the list, and they got up until tomorrow. They got up until tomorrow to get those lists or those aspects of the list rectified up until tomorrow. So we're watching that. We're watching it. We're watching it. Giving you the updates. Alliance for Change, Forward Guyana Movement, We Invest in Nationhood. The three parties, they got some corrections to do to their list. Please and thank you. They got some corrections to do. See how girl Priya fighting the young family. Right? The aunt. Amicia Simon is the mother, if I'm not mistaken. Priya taking on the aunt. Right? So the aunt spreading lies that the ministry changed the grade, and this whole government bungled this matter day one when they started lying to the family. The girl left in a red and black ram. The girl in the hotel all the time. The girl in the hotel growing all the time. Look. She going out, look. She going out the hotel here. Look the car. Lie to the family day one. They never even like children. The mad at 20, burnt alive. Thank you, PPP. Burnt alive. Mad at 20. How many kids we lost and they watching this government? Huh? We can go to election and we don't know the circumstances surrounding how those soldiers died. 5 servicemen killed in a helicopter crash. 2 years later, an election later, and we don't know what were the circumstances around their demise. And they care about people. We spoke about the blood and gore, carnage on our roads and waterways, drive-by, execution style, abduction, murder, maiming. Every single day, you lie to the people from the inception. Lie to them like when a horse trotting. I watched your friend the other day and I laugh at them to scorn. Don't block the road. Let's see you use a scrape here, fun. You block road before. And in we show you. The folks had their fundraiser at Lenora a couple of weeks ago. Nobody could pass. Who going to tell them don't block the road here, fun? It's a bunch of hypocrites. It's a bunch of hypocrites. I don't care if the auntie is a candidate for win. Then change the facts. And it's a bunch of hypocrites. PPP. It's a bunch of hypocrites. Whether the auntie is if prime ministerial candidate or not for win. It's a bunch of hypocrites, man. Lie to the family like when they are chatting. Try to buy the silence. Till now, you can't call the international investigation. Till now, the FBI can't come. The lengths they would go to. You all saw with the damn accused. The young lady who brought the accusations. The young lady who alleged rape. Look at the death of that child in state care. They won't give the mother access. They won't give the attorney access. And they care. We're like too forgetful as Guyanese. Or we remember the wrong things. Some of you all have bought into nonsense about alleged rigging. 5 years later, they can't prove one charge. 5 years later. But you have bought into the thing. Hook, line, and sinker into the narrative. You never know we're close to GCOM. They say they have a preponderance of evidence. 5 years later, you bought into the narrative, hook, line, and sinker. And one day they come selling a narrative, the girl in the hotel, she's not in the pool. And the next day they're beating you to believe she was in the pool. Make a struggle, PPP. But you have bought into that. Wrong is wrong, man. Let it be justice. It's a prayer fighting the auntie now. You see? Prayer fighting the auntie. Ekins is not good for that police force, man. I respect the court's decision. He's legal in the position. That is the determination of the High Court. That can be challenged at the Court of Appeal, all the way up to the CCJ. But this, for now, is what the court has said. I respect that. But Clifton ain't nothing to write home about in terms of its governance of the police force. Come on now. Come on now. Ain't nothing to write home about here. Good folks. Ain't nothing to write home about. Ain't nothing to write home about. Terence Campbell. To wrap up. Terence says he's not on this list for position. He's come to serve. I love that. He has come to serve. I love that. I can think with that. You see, I can push with that. I ain't here for myself. I'm here to serve. Service is important. Service is beautiful. I'm here to serve. Right? I'm here to serve. And let me end on my alma mater. I see them continuing to do beautiful things. My alma mater, the University of Guyana. It's privilege. I love this place too bad. They've given me a lot. I've given them a lot too. Given them a lot too. You know, they started doing industrial relations. Read for that at the certificate level. Went on to do communication studies. Read for that at the undergraduate level and graduated in all two instances. Went on to read law at UG. Was successful in 3 years. Got my law degree. You know, I was student president at the University of Guyana. It's a place near and dear to my heart. That's what I really want to see. You know, started my master's. I got to finish it off now. Saw them hosting a landmark regional agriculture economics conference. UG has done phenomenally under the tenure of Dr. Paloma Mohammed. Excellently, you know. And I hope that they would extend her contract beyond 6 months. This is a lady worth her weight in gold. Assume where she is politically, if you must. But that shouldn't subtract from what she has done under her tenure, putting this university on the international stage, raising its standard. Right? I do not think she is politically affiliated. I've never seen that. I know the lady is a workhorse. I admire that in her. I admire her work ethic. I admire that. Right? I admire that. Let us end on a high note. The APNU Coalition, we got some plans for the University of Guyana. And Ganesh Mahipal laid it out for us at the APNU Coalition campaign launch. Laid it out for us. We got some plans for beautiful University of Guyana. You know, there's where I met Ganesh as a young student. You know, slender and tall. Right? Now he's just brash. Majority campus too. All of us are in different parties, vying for student government. You know, beat them up bad 1 year, won the presidency. Couldn't touch me. I used to be somebody in this tongue, you know. Ganesh and UG, where we want to take the institution as the next government.
I want to say that when it comes to tertiary education, it was always the PNC that had it free. The APNU had all intentions of making it free. They run and they did it. I am telling you that we will continue it as free, and every student will also receive $50,000 each. We have the plan to make it work for the ordinary citizens. We began the school feeding program. That school feeding program, you see, Priya gallivanting all over the place, showing off herself like if she bring it into being. No, it was under us in government. The school feeding program began. You know that? You know that? Well, I am here to tell you that when we take back government, it will be 2 hot meals per child. 2 hot meals per child. We also will ensure that every child gets $120,000 per year, and it will be distributed in 2 disbursements.
Yeah. Ganesh Mahipal, said to be one of our youngest vice president. One of our youngest vice presidents, plural. One of the many vice presidents And he's said to be one of the youngest of them. Dorito Fernandez, said to be perhaps the youngest prime minister at 33. Folks, we believe in youth. We plan to continue to invest in youth as we move this country forward. Let that be our submission for today. That's going to do it for us at this end, good folks. That's our time, and that's our program. Have a fantastic rest of the day. We're going to see you guys right back here on our next broadcast. Stay safe. Have a fantastic day. Thanks to all of you for joining us, tuning in. Forgive us, we couldn't touch the names this morning, but we're going to see you again quite soon on our next broadcast. Stay safe. We're headed out of town to bring you guys more valid and credible information. Share the damn life, smash that emoji button, and partner with us as well. That's our time, good folks, and that's our program. Stay